little live tonight. I'm going to be finishing up the tree alive. I've just finished marking up the leaves back on there. They've gone a little bit faded because I've left it a couple of weeks. So I've marked them back on. Like I say, it's only going to be short tonight. Finish up the leaves, a little bit of neatening up, and then I'll probably paint it, but not tonight. I'll have to give it a wash before I paint it. Right, I'll spin you around, and then we'll sharpen some chisels and we'll get doing a bit of carving. I took this off the easel. Remember last week we were carving the memorial stone for Duke. And I took all the chisels off. I actually did the what did I do? I did the discount code. That's the word I'm looking for. I did the discount code for Southern Stone, and I had all the chisels off the side. So I've had to put everything back together in a bit of a rush. So you saw me carve this tree alive. I've been carving it for a couple of weeks, like little short stints, like an hour here and an hour there. And I'd like to just finish up these leaves tonight and then go around and give it all a nice neaten up, and then we'll get ready for some paint. Hopefully we'll get a few people on to say hello. So I spoke to Dave after the memorial did last week for him, and he was really happy. His wife especially, she was really happy with the outcome. So they're going to have it in the garden. They've picked a space for it. Swap down this. Automatically pick that big hammer up. When actually for this, I'm going to go down to that. Because that's 600 gram. Oh, that's better. Let's see if we get any of the irregulars on. See if Bride comes on, Graham comes on, Kevin might come on. So we'll give it a minute to see if anyone joins, but hopefully they'll pick it up. But the question I want to be answering to is anybody has anybody used the code? Sorry, stop there. My daughter texted me at the same time. I was reading a text from my daughter. She's had a like a gum shield fitted at a dentist today to stop her. I think she's been grinding her teeth in the night, so it's given her like lockjaw in the morning. It's quite hurting her in the morning. So she just texted me last minute then, just to say it feels strange in her mouth. So yeah, has anybody used the code? Has anyone bought any chisels with the discount code from Southern Stone Limited? And if you haven't watched the video yet, go on there, get the code. And if you're in the market for some chisels, or you're in the market for some hammers, they sell stone, they sell all sorts of bits on there, they sell beginners kits. If you're in the market for some, get on their website and use the code. That's what it's for. Be nice to know what people are purchasing. I know Tim at Southern Stone approved of the video. He sent me a nice message. Got a few exciting things going off at the TheStoneRanger this week. Or the next couple of weeks. So in order, I've got the new intro to the videos, which I should get tonight. It should be finished. I've had the rough copy sent through for approval, and I'm happy with that. So that's nice. So I should be able to, all my new videos should have a bit of an intro on, a new intro to them, which is really nice. Should get the new logo tonight as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And then tomorrow night, I'm on a podcast for about live stone carving I'm going to be doing on the 4th of February. I think I'll be live for like 5 hours for that in total. I'm doing a carving for charity, and they want to see it being carved live, so people who buy tickets to win it can see that it's all handmade. So that's exciting. And I've had a couple of nice commissions come through, even though I don't really take commission jobs anymore. Not been taking them for a couple of years. I've had a couple come through which are nice ones what I can do. I'll probably do them on for a video. So I've taken them on because I think I might buy some new camera equipment with the money. It's a good way to upgrade the setup. Let's see who's on. Oh, a few people. 23 people. Oh. Someone definitely appreciated the discount code. 2 people have used the discount code. That's brilliant. So I know it's not the biggest discount in the world, but it's a start. The more we use it and the more we show that we can get some traction from the site, they've agreed to up the discount code. So yeah, keep using it, keep dropping the code in, and then we'll get bigger discounts as we go along. And I'm actually going to review some different chisels next week as well. Might be the week after, see how long it takes to get here. Do you know how we did the set of really cheapest chisels on the internet? Well, I found the second cheapest chisels on the internet. So they're on order. And we'll give them a little review. They're like a traditional looking chisel, a smaller traditional looking chisel. Rather than lettering chisels and not wrapped in leather. So anyone who has used the discount code, who comes on, put a little thumbs up on the video. That'll help. So I've got a choice of carvings for next week, for next Wednesday night. Like I said, I've got these couple of commissions I can crack on with. But my daughter's requested me to do a carving, not too big, of the Boston Bruins, which is an ice hockey team in America. She loves ice hockey. She's 17, just turned. You might have seen it on my page. I put it on there that it was her birthday. And she loves the Boston Bruins and the Sheffield Steelers. So this weekend we're going to go see the Sheffield Steelers, and we're going to go see the Steel Dogs, which is like the, well, I suppose the youth team, or the people who are bringing on players to go into the Sheffield Steelers academy team, maybe that's the word. We're going to go and watch them. So a guy that who volunteers at the Peak Park with me, who I work with, he does the filming for them, and and he's kindly invited me and my daughter to go and watch the steel dogs and sit up high and watch where they film it, which would be nice. He's even offered to give us a Steel Dogs t-shirt. Quite excited about it. So let's see what we've got here. Oh, Graham's on. Look at that. Graham's got a star next to his name. Graham is officially a member of TheStoneRanger Guild. That's cool. It's the first one I've seen. Oh, cheers, Dan. Well, you should take advantage of the discount code. Like I was saying, it's not the biggest discount in the world, but the more we use it, the more it'll grow and everyone can benefit from it. That's a thumbs up. It's at Stan liked the video. I was quite impressed with the video we did of the cement mix to practice carving. So if you haven't seen that video, it's a video. So if you're struggling for good quality stone to carve, maybe it's too expensive or you just can't get it where you live, we did a simple video about making a sand and cement mortar mix in a frame, letting it set for a couple of days, and then using it for practicing your carving. And it actually really works well. I think you could really tweak, not the recipe, the ratio, and you could have a little bit of mortar dye. You get so many mortar dyes now that it's you could make some really nice, like a tablet of stone, but from the mortar mix you could make some really nice stuff. And you can get this concrete, so it's a smooth concrete, and I think you could polish it, and I think you could do some really, really nice stuff with it. I've had a guy send me some messages recently on here who's struggling with his stone. It's too hard, it's like granite. He's really struggling to make anything work from it, and that'd be perfect for him. Yeah, so the live stone carving, which is going to be on the 4th of February on Sunday, probably start about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning UK time. If you're around, come and say hello. I'm going to be carving a football badge in relief. There is one on my channel I've done before for a different team. So this will be Chesterfield football team. It'll have a crooked spire on there, and it's raising money for their most famous player who passed away, Ernie Moss, and they're wanting to redo his memorial garden, and I'm getting involved to raise some money, which is nice. Lots of people on, that's lovely, lots of comments already. It's nice that Graham's on. Graham couldn't make it last week. Graham had visitors. Sure Brian will be on soon if he's not on already. Well, so talking about that comment there from Stan about the aggregate being in the way, you can get really smooth. You can get really, really smooth stuff now that it doesn't have to be the big chunky stuff. It's and it's set a lot harder than the mortar, or you could mix them together. You could grind it up so it was really like powder before you mix it. one thing I like the idea of us doing is if I could draw a design up on the computer and just roughly draw it and then upload it. And for anyone who was interested, they could just send me a message saying it was interested. I like the idea of emailing it around. Everyone could print it off. They can mark it on their type of stone from wherever they are in the world, whether it's a mortar mix, whether it's Derbyshire gritstone, some Maltese limestone, Portland limestone, some York stone, or in Texas, Australia, New Zealand. The list goes on, and we're all carving the same design. And then we can just send the pictures back into me, and then one Wednesday night we can have a look at the pictures together, and everyone's been carving the same design. I think that would be nice, and we can see all the different types of stone people are using around the world, and all the different techniques everyone's got, using different types of chisels, whether it's the most expensive chisels, pneumatic chisels, or the cheapest chisels. It'd be nice to see what everyone's up to, and we're all doing the same design. I know Graham is actually going to draw me a design to carve as a lattice knot, a Celtic lattice knot. Maybe Graham would let us all carve one of them, what he draws. That would be nice, really nice, and they are impressive. So how sharp do we need the chisels? Well, actually, if you've watched many of my videos, I sharpen my chisels a little bit too much, but you don't actually need them that sharp at all. You'll find, I think the trick to that is just practice. Just get used to what you're used to, and what stone you're working with, and what design you're working on. You don't want them razor sharp all the time, especially with this stone, because it'll lose an edge too quickly, and then you're resharpening them, you're wearing down your chisels. But then if you're working with slate, you want to keep them really sharp. Well, you need them really sharp so it's slicing through the slate and it's not chipping it, and it's that detail. You don't want it stepping into the slate. It's so easy to put a step into slate and then you're chasing it to try and get it out of the slate all the time. So it all depends on the stone and the project. With this, these are dulled off really. They don't need to be that sharp. Every now and again I'll just tickle them over the diamond sharpener. I've seen some people sharpen them on a wheel that sharpens, but they're taking too much off, and then it's getting too hot. Yeah, I just use this diamond sharper. I've had it for a long time. I just rub it across there a couple of times just to put an edge back on. Do it now. You don't want to overheat it using anything too aggressive. So this chisel's sharpened on an angle, and it's nice. So it's nice for doing these leaves going around the corner. And then the other one I'm using here is the ball nose. So I'm just swapping between them. I'm going to start my learn to stone carve video soon. I've been waiting for the new intro and the new logo. I'm going to book a little bit of time off work, and I'm going to try and do it right from the beginning. Is picking your stone, prepping your stone, marking it on, carving it, carving it. Little techniques of how to practice, how to hold the chisels, how to hold the hammer, all the way through until you're carving a finished project. And that'll be over a few videos. Let's read these comments. Oh, Bridget's making marmalade. I'm a bit jealous of that. Well, it's nice that you're on again, Bridget. Everyone noticed that, I know I said it before, that Graham's name is in green and he's got a star there. That's because Graham subscribes to the TheStoneRanger Guild. So it's a way to try and get the channel to grow. So it's 99p. And you get a star next to him, and you get a few other perks. So any more discount codes will come out, you get early access to them, you get shout outs, and you get these little stars next to your name to show that you're a member. So that's 99p, and that's for me to try and buy other chisels, buy other bits and bobs that I can review for you, upgrade the equipment, lighting, and hopefully a bit of money to me to be able to reach out to other companies and buy stuff from them, so we can hopefully review them, and then they'll see that it benefits them, and then they give us a discount code. That's what happened with Southern Stone. So anyone who wants a star next to their name, go to the membership part and become a member of the TheStoneRanger Guild. And you get a discount if you want to buy a hat. I'm not just going to say the TheStoneRanger on there. Not even got one of them myself yet. I'm going to make all the kids wear them. They'll be all wandering around town in TheStoneRanger hats. But that's nice that you're going to be around for the Learn to Carve videos. It's something I'm looking forward to doing, actually. I don't know if anybody's on the Dry Stone Walling forum on Facebook. We got a little mention on there yesterday. Someone tagged the channel in, said how they like watching it and it helps them to learn how to dry stone wall. So that's nice. It wasn't just the TheStoneRanger, they tagged a few channels in there. But it was an honour to get a mention. So it's nice. I'm just roughing this out on here. I've been roughing it out all the time actually, and then I'm going to start cleaning it all up. So when I first started to carve, I used to go around the pencil mark on all of it, then carve it out. So I did a headstone once for somebody, and I went probably like 100 letters, and I went over the whole thing, just doing all the outside, then carving, because it's I don't know, it felt right to do that at the time, and then as I've progressed, I like to carve out each individual bit and go back to it. Oh, Bridget's going to save us a jar of marmalade. I could definitely just eat some of that. I've been eating salads for the last 3 days. I ate that many Ferrero Rochers at Christmas that I decided I've got to have a few salads. You should drop in the comments if anyone's been working on any stone projects this week, or drawings like Graham, carving any wood, building anything in the garden. It's not been fit for it in the UK, to be fair. It's 50-mile-an-hour winds today. I've been planting trees today. And I had an additional needs school group out of me, and it was blowing us all over. It wasn't very easy. So I've got 12,000 trees to plant before the end of March. And we're nearly at the end of January, and we've done 600 maximum. But we've been fighting with the weather. So we've had -6 storms coming through. It's been chucking it down. It's been windy. And when you're working with volunteers, it doesn't seem right to get them to stand out in that weather. But tomorrow could be the turning point. It's not going to be as windy. It's going to be wet. I've got 31 volunteers out tomorrow. I've got lots going on tomorrow. I should start the day with some of that marmalade. Yeah, even Graham likes marmalade. So I know I've said all along I'm going to paint this green. I'm still not 100% sold on that. Anybody got any suggestions? What colour would you go for the Tree of Life when it's all done? I like to go one colour. I don't want to change the colours up. I want to go one colour. Or do I? Do I go brown and then green? What does everybody think? What would you do with that? One of the main reasons I was thinking green is because I've got a pot of green on the side. It's quite a nice green, it's a sage green. Don't paint it. That's controversial. Oh, so we've got green sounds nice, and then we've got Matilda Doolittle who says don't paint it. Oh, I don't know. I quite like the idea of sage green. So Graham said it would be an honour for us all to carve one of his drawings. So anybody who's interested in that, I'll put a link on the community page where you can all send me an email to say you're interested, and then when I've got the design, I'll send it round to you, or you can print it off. You can mark it onto your chosen piece of stone. You can even put it on a piece of wood, and then we'll have a go at carving. You can slowly send them back, which will be nice. It'd be nice to carve one of Graham's pieces. It'd be nice for us all to feel like we're carving together. And there is now, at last check, 4,190 members of the TheStoneRanger community. Imagine if we were all carving the same piece around the world. That'd be incredible. That could be a world record. I really like the idea of that we'd all be carving the same thing. 35 people on. Out of them 35 people, if you're just joining us, who's used the discount code for Southern Stone Limited? Who's taken advantage of that? Who's bought themselves some new chisels? I've had quite a few people send me messages saying they have. Coming together. Oh, I suppose I should take your advice as well, Graham, because you are actually an artist. And luckily I do have some white on the shelf as well. So I was going to paint the Duke stone, what we did last week. I was going to paint it, paint it yesterday. I don't actually have any paint for it, so I've ordered a new can of black. Something really satisfying about opening a new can of paint. So that should be here in a couple of days. So I'll post some pictures on when I've painted that, and we'll deliver it to Dave. So we don't have any pictures actually to show everybody tonight. Do you know how sometimes people send pictures in to show what they've been working on? I don't have any tonight, so if people want to send them in for next week, that would be great. What I do have, I can't show you them, but I did get a lot of pictures from Kevin, who is also a member of the StoneRanger Guild. He of a load of stonework he's been working on in bathrooms. That man's got some talent, some serious talent. He's been, I suppose I could show you them. He wouldn't mind, because he quite likes me showing the stuff he makes. But he's been doing fireplaces and bathrooms and on the walls, cladding the walls with stone in America. Really nice, really, really nice. He sent me a good 20 pictures of stuff he's been working on, and each one is stunning. When I'm ready for a new bathroom, fingers crossed he's on holiday in the UK at the time, he can come in and give me some tips. I think I just saw Brian's name on there. Oh, Kevin's on. We were just talking about your amazing stonework in the bathrooms, Kevin, and on the fireplaces. I was just explaining to everybody, if you're ever on holiday in the UK, I'm hoping that you can come and give me some advice for a new bathroom. Or fireplace. I think I prefer a fireplace, actually. I like a fireplace, like the centre. Next week, when I'm showing pictures of everything people are doing, it'll be nice to, I'll show you them. And I'm also hoping that Brian will send some pictures of his mushrooms in he makes. That'd be really nice. Well, if you ever are in the UK, you should make sure you can do some carving together. It's that'd be a long way to come though, just do some carving. Somebody did travel from Newcastle once, and somebody did travel from, well, a couple of people at the weekend come tree planting with me. Travelled a family from London and a family from Edinburgh all the way to the Peak District to plant some trees. And the ground was so hard because it was a little bit, it wasn't as cold, it wasn't -6, it had mild, it was a bit more mild, it had gone to like -2, but it penetrated the ground so much we couldn't get the spades in. I was just reading that comment there from Matilda Doolittle. So she's saying she would leave it, she would paint, I have to scroll back, let's have a look. So what would she say? She said she would, I'd seal the carving areas and allow the outside to age, or vice versa. That is a good idea. And I've done that before actually. You might have seen that on another video. But what a great idea that is. She sounds like she knows what she's on about. So I use a stone seal, what will stop any algae or any moss growing on the stone. And what she's saying is paint all these individually, and it's clear. It'd leave a slightly darken the stone. On some stones it'll bring out the grain if you've got a lot of pattern. So you'd seal that, it'd repel the water if it ever got wet on a wet day, so it'd stand out. But over time, and not long at all, maybe one winter, all this would darken up and all this would stay clean stone. So as this darkened up and mossed up, this would pop to life, and you could actually get the moss and the lichen to grow on this over the years, so this would really stand out. Maybe that's the way. Maybe we should do that. Matilda Doolittle, out of nowhere. I like the fact that while I'm carving, Graham's drumming up some support. I like that. So I'm going to neaten all this up now. So I've got one taker for doing the communal carving. I suppose two, because Graham would want to carve his own carving. I bet Kevin would be interested in doing the carving. I know these are the cheapest chisels on the internet, but I can't help but find myself every now and again reach for them. And I found a place in my chisel box or tool rack or magnet on the wall where I keep them, whatever it is at that point. It's no, I quite like them. They're shorter, which is nice, and quite often lettering chisels are shorter. The 200mm chisels are quite long for lettering chisels. See these lettering chisels here, these are shorter. I like these. But I have found myself reaching for these cheap ones. And I've ordered some more, a different type. I was saying earlier, I'm going to do a review on the second cheapest chisels on the internet. We've got 9 likes already. Today could be the day. I've got a good feeling today's the day we're going to break our record of 11 likes. If it's not too embarrassing, after I've done my podcast interview tomorrow, I might put a link on the YouTube channel so you can all have a listen to it, all have a laugh at my expense. I've been trying to think about different memories of when I've been to watch football matches for when I'm doing the podcast tomorrow, talking about football and for the Chesterfield Football Club. I remember going to watch Chesterfield Football Club with my dad and my uncle, and they were winning 3-0 at half time. And my uncle said, "We may as well go home now. You should never lose. A good football club never loses from 3-0 up at half past time." They lost 4-3. Last kick of the game. Mortified. I also learned that day how disgusting football club toilets are. It'll be a bit of an honour for me to do the carving for the football club for the Earning Loss and be on the podcast, because it's not only my team, it's my dad's team, it's my uncle's team, a few friends of mine support Chesterfield. So I feel there's a few nerves there for that. But I am looking forward to it as well. And then I'm going to be doing another one. So if it goes well, I've agreed to do a carving to raise some money for defibrillators for grassroots football. So they want me to do a carving, quite possibly another football team actually, the way they're talking. They want me to do a carving again live so they can raise money. So grassroots football, defibrillators for grassroots football, that's what it is. Something to short of. Somebody had a close call. Luckily everything was okay, but it highlighted the need for these things in grassroots football. So I'm more than happy to help. Plus, if I'm carving, it means I get to go live and I get to annoy all you lot by making you watch me. A random YouTube user. That looks nice. It's looking nice. Oh, we're 2 away from breaking our record on the likes. Let's find the Turks here. Swap chisels. Six mil. It's nice that we have 11. It's nice that we have only 4 members of the TheStoneRanger guild, and 2 of them are online. Don't forget with the discount code for Southern Stone, they don't just supply the UK, they ship all around the world, so everyone can take advantage of that code. And if you have any questions, just send Tim a message. He's a really nice guy. They're really fast at replying, especially if you send it on. They have a Facebook page, on their eBay page, or you can buy it direct for them. They're really fast at replying and shipping. They've helped me out. I've been running a course before, and I was meant to be running it for 6 people, and actually last minute they said we're going to be running it for 12, and I needed some more hammers and some more chisels, and they were straight on it. They told me what they'd got in stock, what I could have. I paid for it, and it was in the post. It was still very tight because I didn't find out till last minute, and actually the course started at 10. The delivery came about 9, and my dad had to drive the delivery to me at my place of work, ready for the course that morning. So that was cutting it fine. Everyone's so friendly tonight. We've got so many people. Good job, bro. I run a poll on the channel last couple of days to see who's joined the channel for dry stone walling, stone carving, or both. And it came out, there's a few people for both, majority for stone carving, but there was quite a few for dry stone walling. So I feel when the weather's better, we'll take the TheStoneRanger live on tour. We'll go out in the field, we'll build some walls, live on YouTube. So every part of the channel is fair. getting a bit of sharpness to it now. We're running through. Oh, we broke our record, look. Cool, yeah. Fire away. Ask away. Experiences. I might not be able to help, but I can try my best. Graham likes the idea of live wall building. Yeah, so anybody is welcome to ask me anything. Ask me any questions. Can't guarantee I'll know the answer. The one thing about my experience with stone carving and learning about it's all been trial and error. I've just taught myself how to do it. I've just been just as I go. I started off using a wood chisel and a claw hammer in the shed, and then I progressed to one chisel I bought from the boot sale. I actually went through a stage of using hole punchers and sharpening them up. I thought they would hold an edge well, and then I bought my first ever stone lettering kit, which I showed you the other day on the video. Still have it. Well, I still have 3 of the 4 chisels, and I've just been learning along the way. And that was before we opened the business, quite a while before. So I've been learning for probably 10 years, 12 years maybe. Trial and error, carving away in my shed. I remember being freezing cold in the winter because it was like an addiction. I wanted to keep going and keep having a go and just carving away. I remember carving a fruit bowl for my mum, and that same design of bowl I ended up selling 1,000 of them. I just made one day, and then we ended up making 1,000 of them when we opened the business and shipping them all around the world. So I don't know all the technical names of things, and I don't know all the answers. I like to think I can figure things out and learn along the way and help people out. So ask away, and if I've had experience with it, I'll let you know. If not, I'll try and find out and let you know. The sound is weirdly soothing. I can get that. I can understand that. So, because sometimes I'm editing the videos, and you get it on like ×7 the speed. The noises, it kind of takes away that loud ringiness, and it's in the background. It's nice, especially with the nylon hammer. It's more of a dull tone. Or this piece of elm as a hammer. I turn this on the lathe. It's got a bit of a rattle to it now where you can hear that. It's but this is a. I'll show you. If the rattle wasn't there, it's a dull noise compared to the nylon hammer. That's a satisfying noise. It's deep. I love this hammer. And we've got the original, which is all different noises. Oh, that's horrible. What I would do, okay, that's not So let me read this. Let me stop and read this. So do you work for this mason, or is it other people? Is it a business, someone you could talk to? How big is this business? Maybe I need a little bit more information, but I wouldn't stand for it. Well, if you can't get it resolved, if you can't say like HR or something, you can't get it resolved, I would definitely leave. Because there's lots of other places you can go and be a mason. You can make your own way. You shouldn't have to put up with this. That's not right. Shame on him, because someone who's wanting to learn, it's 2024. You shouldn't be dealing with that. No, that's sad. If you can't get it resolved, you can't move to a different mason if it's a bigger company, then I'm afraid you probably have to leave and travel somewhere else to follow your dream to be a mason. If you're in your last year and you've got some experience, then hopefully you'll find another job fairly quick. Is that in the UK? If you can get maybe a portfolio together of where you're up to or how your work's going, and maybe just treat it really simple. Just get on Facebook, just go on some of the forums on there. People do advertise for work, send it out, explain that you're in your last year. Don't go into detail of the situation. Just say you're looking to finish your apprenticeship, and see if anyone can offer you something in a better environment. That's not a nice environment to work in. You should be people should be trying to get the best out of their apprentices, encouraging them, teaching them. The man doesn't sound like I presume it's a man. Doesn't sound like they should have an apprentice. I don't know if anyone else on here has got any advice for that. It's sad that people have to deal with them. I do feel we probably need a little bit more background on the organisation you're working in. Lily says it's a beautiful drawing. 13 thumbs up. That means we've officially broken our record. That's amazing. 13 thumbs up. Really happy with that. And I've been thinking about the painting. I think Matilda Doolittle is right. I wonder if you'd watched one of my previous videos to get that idea. I don't see many people doing that with the seal, and I've done it a few times, so she might have watched one of my previous videos to come up with that. It's nice if she has. I like it when people send me messages and have taken stuff on board and noticed it. They definitely are. Graham's right. You've got to look after yourself to get the best out of yourself, and to give your best work. You've got to be in an environment that wants you to blossom and treat you right. It's I once had a job he wasn't the nicest to me, and I ended up leaving. And actually, weirdly, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be stood here, because I left that job to become a full-time dry stone waller. he wasn't the nicest guy in the world. It was tricky as well because I worked with my father in the same place, and my dad got me the job, and I didn't mind the job, but my boss at the time, he actually offered to take me outside and give me a good idea once. I was only young, but it worked out for me because, like I say, I wouldn't be stood here, I wouldn't be talking to you now, and it's so it worked out, but it wasn't nice. I would go home worrying about it, thinking, "Do you think it's you?" And I was 18, maybe 19, just at the time, and I wanted to learn, and I wasn't very confident. I was very nervous at work, and he didn't make it very nice, but it all worked out. So I would say, just take your tools and move on. I always like to say leave on good terms, because you never know when you're going to need these people, and you never know when you're going to bump into them again. But I'm not sure you're going to need a guy like that in your life. There's lots of good people out there, and it might feel like there's not many options, but there will be. You'll have the last laugh on that. Bridget finished the marmalade. So Bridget was on last time, and she said Ken was going to save me some honey. That's her husband, Ken. He has his own bees, makes his own honey. And now Bridget's been making marmalade, and she said she's going to save me some of that. So I'm in for a real treat next time I'm down in Bury St Edmunds. I feel like I need to read this. I don't apologise. I think we've answered it though. I think you should move on. Thinking if I'm going to do this Boston Brewing sign next week, maybe we'll do it in slate. We've not had a piece of slate on a live yet, and that'd be quite nice. That'd be a completely different sound with the hammers. I put my Turk's Head paintbrush down somewhere. So the new logo is going to go, hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to go on tonight. So where it says the TheStoneRanger on YouTube, it's got a picture of me in my green t-shirt carving away. That will swap to the TheStoneRanger logo tonight. For the first time ever, we're going to have a logo. So as soon as that goes on there, you'll have to let me know what you think. Feels quite an important time releasing a logo out there. And it's not what I'd have gone for myself, it's not what I would have chose to create, but the young lad, he's a local lad, I wanted to give him some business. and I think he's done a good job. It's simple. It's got the hammer and chisel on there, and yeah, I think he's done a good job. I wanted to give somebody local, somebody starting out, the opportunity, and they can put it on their portfolio. And the same lad's done the new little video. So you can tell I'm working this side a lot. And that's because if I work this side, the way I set the camera up, I'm likely to bump into the camera. I'll slowly sneak over and see what Graham said here. Good advice. I'm not sure. I missed what Kevin said. Let's have a look. It's sad that you have to deal with the racism in the field. There you go. It's true. The TheStoneRanger community really is the best. Kevin and Graham there. Well, make sure you tune in next week if you want to look at some of Kevin's work, because I'm going to show you some photos next week of what Kevin does. I've got lots of them. It's great. It's really great. Kevin's going to do my fireplace one day. And I'm moving house this year. I might even need a new fireplace in the new house, so I'll have Kevin on speed dial. So if I'm painting Sunday morning, whether I'm putting seal on this or whether I'm painting the Duke up, it's I might go live. We did a live a couple of Sunday mornings ago and it was lovely to hear the birds. So I might even do that. You have to keep an eye out for that. So let's have a look here. Thank you, Kevin. I'll see you, well, if we're still around, probably not, but hopefully you'll watch back and we'll see you next week. Well, I haven't actually got the phone on me, what's got the emails. I try and keep all the sound down so it's not all going off in the background. So I'll have a look at all the pictures later. I'm looking forward to it. And then I'll decide which new fireplace and bathroom I want for the future, and next week we'll have a look at them. Well, enjoy the rest of work, Kevin. Thanks for spending your dinner break with us. I'd like to think he planned his dinner break around our live. That'd be nice. if Brian's still on, I wonder if we can commit him to sending some pictures of some mushrooms in for next week. So anyone who's new, or anyone's watching this later on, so what we do on a live, apart from this week, is people sending pictures of their carvings, drawings, stone fireplaces, stone walls they've clad, dry stone walls, anything they like, really. I show them on the screen, only holding the phone up on the screen, and then I'll publish them on the community page so everyone can have a look. And we like to see what everyone else is working on at the time. So if you want to do that, if you want to join in, you want to send some photos in, then there is the email address is actually in the description for the video or on the channel bio, but it is TheStoneRanger 8@gmail.com. So send them over and we can have a look. And we've had some great stuff sent in. We had a lovely carving on some limestone last week, some Spanish limestone Lola. That was really nice. I've had Graham's drawings. Kevin did a memorial. And actually I've got I could have showed you that. Kevin actually has done a carving for the motorbike club, which is really good. The red is vibrant. I might put that on later. Kevin's not here, but he's might drop that on the community page later so you can see it. I might show you some of all of his work actually, because I really like it. Let's have a look at some more. Oh, it's waited. Look at that. It's waited for this notification. Watching for Korea. That's cool. 14 thumbs up. Our personal best up until now was 11. So 14. So behind the screen I'm doing a baseball swing out of the park. We've smashed it. Kev's leaving the phone going in the background. That's funny because Kevin's leaving the phone going in the background so he can listen along as we're carving. And actually my sister would threaten her children by making them watch one of these videos if they weren't good. So that's the difference. I'm used as punishment in one household, and Kev's waiting to have his lunch until we went live in another. And Graham's doing all the hellos for me, which is great. I've added you to my subscribe list. Goodbye. Well, that's nice to subscribe. So if we just going back to the live dry stone walling, might have to get somebody to actually hold the camera that day because of the distance. It might be too far away. I might actually have to get a cameraman. Might have to talk to one of my friends really nicely to hold the camera. Struggling to reach over there a little bit without knocking the camera. Damn, this is beautiful. Has anybody watched on the channel the video of me carving the stone and slate laminated together? I put a picture of it on the community page not long ago. Again, I feel like I say that a lot, but the customer at the time couldn't decide whether to have the Derbyshire stone or the reclaimed Welsh slate, so I actually laminated them together and carved the number 2. So you should go on and have a look at it. Actually, I really like it. It's one of my favourites, and it had this really nice soft feel to it where I polished the slate with like some wet and dry. So it had that really, like, I call it a pebble finish, like a soft pebble. So it was rounded edges, and it just felt lovely. But where it carved through the number 2, I'd gone through the slate on the V shape like here, and then that had exposed the stone. So you didn't need to paint it, you didn't need to do anything. It really popped out. So yeah, if you can get on there, go and have a look at that. It's one of my favourites. So I'd like to do something a lot bigger with that. I think it'd be a big piece like this, laminated on top with the slate, and then the stone underneath. So when you carve through it, exposes that stone. I think it's really effective. And when I move house, that'll be the sign that I'll do for myself. It could possibly be one of my favourites I've ever done, and it was just simple, just number 2. Of all the things we've done, I've done thousands of letters and hundreds on one piece of stone in all different fonts and all different styles. Boulders what weigh 2.5 ton to do it, and that are just a simple number 2, and that's my favourite. I've actually replicated it again with a number 8 for a customer, that first one, because I've never seen it done before. I think that's one of the nice things about being self-taught. You're not restricted from all these rules of stonemasons who have passed on all this information, which is great. And in one way, I'm really jealous that they've had all this training and it's great, and they've learned all these things. But I really like the fact that they've just figured it out, and we're not held by any rules, and we can just go off and do it. If we want to hold the chisel a certain way, or use a certain hammer for a certain job, somewhere else it might be frowned upon, but we're alright to do that. We're alright to glue stone together for a different effect. Or I even did a job once where I laminated 3 pieces of roof slate together and then carved a Harry Potter sign on it. So it said, I think it was like it was 3 3/3 maybe, I can't remember, but we painted it white. We laminated some slate together, roofing slate, glued them together, polished it, carved it, painted it. It worked perfect. That's not going to happen many places. So I've got 14 faces in stone. Okay, well, if it's not in the channel description, it is in the so I'm just replying to Facing in Stone here. If it's not in the description, it will be on the community page. If not, I can send it, I can let you have it at the end. It is on some of the descriptions, might be last week's description, but it is what it is. It's the TheStoneRanger number 8, so 08, oh no, yeah, 08 at gmail.com. Let me have a look. Let's have a look, because I've got I had some emails earlier from Kevin, and hopefully I'm still logged in. Oh yeah, I'm still logged in. Oh no, I'm not. Let's have a look. Bear with me. It's a smooth setup here at the TheStoneRanger. Gmail login. So if you're just tuning in, if you like emailing, you like sending stuff around, yeah, so it is the TheStoneRanger 08 at gmail.com. That should get you in. Here, look, can you see it? There you go. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, what we're going to do, if you like carving, this is especially to faces in stone. Graham kindly said we can use one of his drawings to do some carvings. So the plan is, Graham's going to do one of his carvings of a Celtic lattice knot, and then we're going to he's going to send it to me. I'm going to upload it, and then anyone who's interested, send me an email or send me a message on here, or any of the videos. Just reach out to me. You can even be on Instagram, and then I'll send you the PDF of the drawing. You can print it off. You can mark it onto your piece of stone, whether it's a piece of polished Derbyshire gritstone like this, or it's a piece of Welsh slate like we were talking about a minute ago. Whether it's the Spanish stone, what we had a lady carving Lola in, or if it's a piece what Kevin's been working on, or it's a piece up in Scotland. We had somebody on in Scotland earlier who's learning to be a stonemason. We'll all be carving the same piece marked on, and then we'll send the pictures back, and we'll all have a chat about it. So I was saying, there's 4,190 members of the TheStoneRanger community. We could all potentially be carving the same piece. I know Brian said he'd like to have a go at carving. Graham would like to carve his own piece. Kevin would definitely like to. That could be a world record. Over 4,000 people all carving the same design within a week, a fortnight, and sending the pictures back in, and we can have a chat about it. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment or send me a message. What have we got? It's a solid design to do that with. Got it. I'll email. If you've reached out on an email, Faces in Stone, to say that you want to take part in the big carving. No, we need a name for it. Can anyone think of a nice name? What do we call this? Where everyone's carving the same thing. Communal carving. Got to be something nicer than that. Yeah, if you want to, email us to say, yeah, I'm interested, or drop a comment on here, then we'll make it work. Maybe we should all carve the logo one day. Well, we'll start off with Graham's and see how we get on with Graham. And then maybe we'll all carve the new TheStoneRanger logo. You're going to see me, yeah, I'm going to be strutting around town in my TheStoneRanger hat and my new TheStoneRanger t-shirt. I asked my wife for a tagline to go on the back of it, and she come up with, well, I've not used this, but I'd love to have. She said, follow this dude on YouTube. We also came up with unlocking the art of stonemasonry. I think what we've put on the back, I've knocked the camera like a newer one. What we've put on the back of it, actually on the back of the t-shirt, is proud member of the TheStoneRanger Guild. That's what it says on the back. We've got a couple of the TheStoneRanger Guilds on. We've got Kevin and Graham, who are proud members. But you can use a Dremel. The whole point about it is, if we're all carving, we're all using the equipment we've got to hand. We don't have to go and buy anything special. You could be using the best chisels out there. You could be using a pneumatic chisel. You could be using a Dremel. Somebody even sent me a message. It was Stan who was on earlier saying, have you ever done any carving with a hammer drill with a chisel in the end of it? I've used a hammer drill to move material. There's Kachori hammers out there. You could even be like where I first started. You could be as simple as using a wood chisel and a claw hammer on a nice soft piece of stone. You could use a mortar mix. It doesn't have to be a flat piece of stone. It can be anything. It can be a beach pebble. It doesn't all have to be the same size. Once you've got the logo, you can change the size to what you want. Hopefully we'll get some good takers on that. But thank you for all 14 people who've pressed the thumbs up. That's great. So I said I'm not going to show any pictures of people's carvings today on the live, but a few people have sent some in since, which is nice. So I'll probably put them on the page so everyone can have a look. I'll put your names on there and let everyone have a look at everyone else's work. Wow, that sounds dangerous. Let's have a look. So yeah, I did some stone shaping with a blade, like a circular store between my feet while I held a piece. Wow. I wonder if he did a risk assessment for that. I wonder what it said. Did you have steel toe cap boots on? So I once put a diamond blade into a table saw, and the kickback on that was incredible, and I thought that was dangerous. And I've done some dangerous things. Like every grinder I get, the guard comes off it straight away for certain jobs. But I was 12. Well, I wasn't 12. I suppose you've got you're brave when you're younger. It's the bravery of youth. But 12, wow, that's incredible. Fair play to you. And you've got the story to tell it. I presume you've still got all your fingers and toes. 43. And would you attempt that now? 43, would you attempt to do that again? I wonder if he's thinking about it. Oh, he's learned. He's not lost any digits. So I'm just going to run down the middle with a bigger chisel and then a bigger hammer, and I'm pretty much getting there then. I don't need to, I'll probably, once the camera's off and I've got a bit of space to move, I'll tidy up around here a little bit. don't need to do too much more. I could just keep going forever, having a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. So you're just quite enjoying this. There's no method to it now. You just kind of step back for a bit there, and a bit there, and a bit there, and I just quite enjoy it, especially when there's people interacting with you. That's always nice. And you do a little bit, you step away, you read the phone. I think I'm going to get a bit of a phone holder higher up so I don't have to go away to read the comments. Wow. Do you know, I think I'd like to go out for a beer with Faces in Stone and listen to some of these stories. I won't be brave enough to do any of them, but I'd love to listen to some of the stories. Do you live in the UK? But it's nice to know you've got karma as you've got a little bit older. But you know it's you know you've got a good friend, you know, when you don't see them for a long time, and then as soon as you're in the presence of them, the old stories come out, and you just feel relaxed. And it's like you've just carried on. 5-6 years can go by, and you can just have a chat with them, and it was like yesterday. I've got a few friends like that with some great stories and doing some great things. I've got some friends with some great stories I'm not friends with anymore. I quite miss the fact that I can't reminisce about them stories. But no, good friends, when you've got them, you got to hold on to them. The real good ones. I've got a couple of really good friends. I've got some friends that I do lots of different things with, but I'm also one of the people who's really fortunate to where one of your friends is your father. So I do a lot of fishing with my father. I've done lots of good stuff with my dad over the years. So he's a friend, which is nice. I get to do some great stuff. I'm very lucky. I also get to do some great stuff with my daughter. She can be like a friend. She can talk to me. Like, I mean, she's 17. She's a 17-year-old daughter. I mean, she doesn't take much to get irate with me. But we do some great stuff together. We're going ice hockey this weekend. There you go. Hit the camera. It's always going to happen. And I'll get a hat trick. Let's have a look. What's this? I love how the roots and the branches connect, all connected. Yeah, it's the tree of life. I saw the first time for the other day the picture of the tree god. So, like I said, I've been tree planting. You might not have heard earlier, but I'm planting 12,000 trees this year. I've got lots of volunteers out in my full-time job, and I'm planting 12,000 trees around Derbyshire. Well, it's not actually around Derbyshire. They're within a 10-mile radius of all of them in the Peak District. I had a group come from Birmingham called We Go Outdoors too. Lovely group, and in this group was a guy who was from Norway. Amazing beard. And what he did, he had this t-shirt on. And then he had a jumper on, and it had a picture of the tree god, and it was basically a green man with a great beard on him again, a green man with some horns, and I really liked it. And I thought, actually, that'd make a great carving. The green man. The tree god. Well, he had a beard. I'm guessing it was a man, but I don't know. I don't know. Ask me next week, because I'm doing LGBTQ training at work, and I might be able to answer that question really politically correct. I don't like the idea of offending people. I like the idea of getting it right. Really impressed that Kevin waited for his lunch so he could spend his lunch with us while we were carving live. I like the fact that they're members of the TheStoneRanger Guild as well. Graham and Kevin are members, and I've got two other members. I've got one young lad who appreciated the discount code so much for Southern Stone. He was waiting for payday before he could buy his chisels, and he appreciated the discount code so much that he became a member of the TheStoneRanger Guild. So he paid 99p to become a member. I like that. Oh, there's the hat trick. I'm knocking the camera. So I'm just chasing some of these lines out now. Thinking about this carving, when we're all carving together. If I'm doing it on a live, you could, and you're all in your workshops or wherever you find it comfortable to do your carving, you could prop your phone up, put your laptop on, iPad, however you watch, and have it going in the background while you're carving. I can be carving. It'd be a terrible way to get comments on the channel, but I like the idea that we're all doing it together. Dominic's happy with that. Well, if you're happy, stick a thumbs up. Even better, subscribe to the channel, and you can join us every week. Every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we do live stone carving. Next week, it's looking likely that we'll be doing the Boston Bruins. Anyone from Boston who want to tell the Bruins, that'd be amazing. How you actually perform? Because I have to lean back to read the comments because I haven't quite got the setup quite right yet. I've got two cameras and I have to, you know, when I've got it right, it'll be easier. I'll go back and read them all later. Seven hours ahead. Oh, so you've still got a long time left at work. It's not knock-off time yet. So when we go live stone carving on a Sunday morning, about 10, 11 o'clock, Kevin's sleeping. Kevin's catching up on his sleep and all the work he's been doing. We've consistently had a nice amount of people tuning in tonight. So at the moment we've got 24, at times it's been up to 40. It's that's nice. This week it's really feels like it's grown. It feels like we've taken a step forward. Hopefully we'll have to keep that momentum into next week and keep growing the channel. It's that's really nice. My first week I remember I had one person watching and I was thinking, well, at least somebody's watching. I was still carving for like 20 minutes with one person. We had 2 people, 3 people, 4 people at one point. We had this one person watching. I'm thinking, this person's persistent. I can't stop carving. I've got one person watching. It was and it felt good. And then I realised actually I have my spare phone running so I can see the comments, and I was the one person watching myself stone carving, which is quite sad. So I was talking away thinking, right, just keep going, let's keep going. Still one person on. When it goes to 0, you know it's time to go in. Well, it'd been on 0 for 20 minutes actually because I was watching myself. I told him at work as well the next day. Oh, Ken and Bridget have been watching as well. Hi, Ken. I notice you follow me on Facebook now. Happy with that. I will say hello to Roween. I'm not sure what she's doing. She's in the house. She's doing something important. Everything. Oh, so it's 1:45 there. Couldn't be happier. I like that. I'm like that at work. So when I'm carving stone or building walls, there's times when it's frustrating. But my new job I really enjoy, and I wouldn't change it for work. But there's moments when I've been dry stone wall in the middle of a field, or stone carving with a log burner going next to me, or a customer coming in, and I've got my AirPods in, especially out in the field. I've got my AirPods in, and the music's on, and that right song comes on. There's coffee in the flask, or the kettle's on. Got good people around you, doing a job you enjoy. You couldn't be anywhere else in the world. It's like a drug. It's the feeling it gives you, the endorphins it releases into you. It's amazing. So I agree with Kev there. If you're enjoying what you do, they do say if you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day in your life. And I've been fortunate. I've not had loads of jobs, but for the last 15 years, I've loved them. There's been moments, but I've loved them. I love working with stone, and I was a little bit nervous when I was running Greenstone and Ivy. There was a point where I was starting to fall out of love with stone, and that's when I knew I had to change job, because I didn't want to. I want to do stonework forever, and that making that call to get rid of the business and go and be a part ranger and run the volunteer groups as my full-time role. It's right, because now I'm doing this and got that enjoyment is there. All on gut instinct. Follow your gut. That young person earlier who was struggling at work, they know the answer to the questions they were asking. They know the answer, that their gut tells them what's right or wrong. And I hope that all gets sorted for them quick as well. But it will all work out. But gut instinct's a big thing. I've made all big decisions in my life on gut instinct mainly. What we got? Hey, we're gonna have a new member of the guild. New member of the guild, wow. And if I'm right, Tom's going to carve his own house out. And he bought some chisels. Tom has used the discount code for the Southern Stone Limited. He's bought his chisels, he's just waiting for him delivered. And like I said in that video, it's exciting, you know, when you get home and you've got a delivery from Southern Stone. And they're quick as well, you're not waiting for ages, and you're a brand new chisel or a brand new hammer, and you pick it up, you swing it around. It's, you know, I like that. Kev's got it right. I feel like Kevin's productivity today at work is going to be a lot lower because of us. What I would say, that's 99p well spent. See, his nephew knows that the productivity levels are down now. Maybe the nephew will be on the plane to the UK. You're coming over working. This is starting to come together a bit now. I've got a bit of a softer brush here. I changed the shape of this leaf here. It's coming together. Bro, I came to an American live. Well, we're not in America, but it's definitely alive. Or if you come from America. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you approve. It's nice to have you on the live. So, are you from America? Kevin's nephew sounds like a good lad. Not the easiest thing to find nowadays. Brazil. Nice. I think you might be the first person we've had on from Brazil. We've had Spain, quite a few people in America, Australia, we had New Zealand, we had Korea earlier, lots in the UK. Where else have we had? China, and now Brazil. So welcome. If you like it, we do live stone carving every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. I don't know what time that'd make it in Brazil. About this live stone carving I've got to do for like 5 hours for raising this money for the Ernie Moss Foundation. I might have to like read a book about dad jokes or something to talk for 5 hours about all this. So talk about some football stories and bits and bobs, but it's yeah, might have to get some dad jokes in there. If anybody knows any dad jokes, I'm all ears. One for the diary, that. Sunday morning, even if you can only come on, and Sunday the 4th of February, if you can just come on, stick a thumbs up on, and then disappear, it'd be nice to see your support, and it's for the money's for a great cause. I like the idea of doing quite a few charitable carvings throughout this year. 2024, lots of carvings to raise money for people around the country. So I'm carving the Tree of Life. So this is a piece of Derbyshire stone. It's 40mm in thickness. I've polished it. You can see the. I don't know if they come through on the camera, but you see the bits of galena in there. So it's shiny. It's all been polished up, and then I've stenciled on the Tree of Life with. Let's have a look here, so you can see. So I actually use this pencil. I was going to show you one of these next week. So this pencil, it clicks. Really nice thick lead on there. It's got a pencil sharpener on the end, and it marks on the stone really well, which is nice. And it doesn't come off that easy. Oh, that did. But like I always say, you want it a little bit damp anyway. And then carving it using different hammers. So we've got a 600g hammer. We've got a nice nylon hammer, 400g hammer, and then we've got lots and lots of different chisels. Some really expensive chisels, and we've got some really cheap chisels. The cheapest chisels you can buy on the internet. And in a couple of weeks we're going to be reviewing the second cheapest chisels you can buy on the internet. So if you want to get started into carving stone, I mainly carve letters, so I'm a letterist and dyslexic, so that's not always the best. It's a good channel to join. Lots of tips, great community who will give lots of advice for all different things. Yeah, you can join the channel, just hit subscribe, you can hit a thumbs up to say that you're enjoying it. And we carve every Wednesday, and in between I do carving videos, what I edit and then publish. And coming up very soon is going to be learning to stone carve, or learning to carve letters right from the beginning. So you get your piece of stone, or maybe we'll take a trip to a garden centre or a quarry, we'll film that, we'll pick a piece of stone, we'll select it, we'll bring it back, we'll prep it if we need to, or by a few different types. We'll prep them, we'll stencil on. Tom asked earlier if we can do a video about making stencils. I use something called a Cricut machine. I also will draw them by hand or carbon paper and stencil it onto the stone. Carbide paper. I don't know why I keep doing that. Carbide paper. And then we'll do how you hold the chisels, the hammers we'll use, different techniques all the way through until you can learn how to carve your own house sign or whatever you like. I mean, you could carve a poem. We've done that before. You could carve your favourite song lyrics and hang it up in the garden. You could carve your favourite picture, scenery. The possibilities are endless. Once you've got the bug for carving stone, you don't have to carve big sculptures and things. It's and actually, if you're still here with us, which I think you are, I'm TikToking, as I'm TikToking like this, we're going to try and do a carving. What one of our subscribers is going to draw. He's going to draw a knot, a Celtic knot, and then anyone who's interested is going to get an email with this Celtic knot on. They're going to stencil it onto their piece of stone wherever they are in the world, and use whatever tools they can get their hands on and we're all going to carve the same design together. Potentially 4,000 people plus if everyone on the channel was to join in. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but we have to get a few of us. So if you want to join in, keep an eye out for that. So when I first started about doing these lives, I can edit the volume when I'm editing the videos. I turn the volume down of me carving, and I was a bit nervous that actually it'd be too loud with the TikToking, like we say on there. But actually, people seem to like it. I can't even pronounce that. Why you continue? Why I continue? Okay. Right, I think I've got it. Why am I continue to carve? Why am I continuing to TikTok when it's finished? Well, it's not quite finished. It's getting close. So I'll just continue to TikTok for a little bit longer. Not too much longer. Maybe YouTube wouldn't like it that we're TikToking. One of the commissions I've got coming up is the logo for a hotel in Yorkshire. I'm going to do it in relief, so I'm going to leave the letters popped. I'm going to move a lot of material, so there'll be a lot of hammer work that day. There'll be a lot of heavy TikToking. Yeah, in amongst the charity work we're going to do this year, I'm going to do a few commissions to raise some money for a new camera. I'm still using the original camera, what I bought all them years ago. It's in a very bad state. So I've been working on this one piece. Not many years, maybe in total, I don't know, 3 hours, but 4 hours, but it's not the same as just working on it when you're just left to carve away. You're stopping, you're looking at the camera, you're engaging with people. But you are right, it is pretty much done for the night. I think I'm pretty much there. It's coming together. So I'll do a little bit off camera. What's tomorrow? Thursday. A little bit tomorrow off camera just to neaten it up, the places I can't reach because I'll bump into the camera. I'll put some music on, listen to that carve away. And then we're going to seal it. So the original, wait, time to clean. So the original, yeah, so I will clean it. So once I've carved it, finished carving, I will wash it all and then I'll let it really dry. Especially because I was going to paint this originally, I was going to paint it green. And then someone said about some white in there. But then actually we had a subscriber come on earlier who said, why don't you paint just the tree of life with stone seal, because what stone seal will do is stop any algae or lichen growth or colouring of the stone, but all this around it will go green and dark and brown and lichen. So this will stay, this will all go natural colour and change, and this will stay clean stone because we'll seal it with a stone cleaner. So no painting on this one, but to do the stone sealer, it's got to be bone dry. And actually when you paint it, you want it slightly wet. You want to clean it, you want to dry it, and then you want to make it slightly wet, and then you want to paint it. A bit like when you put the pencil on, you want it slightly damp. So yeah, I think that's it for me tonight. Thank you everyone who's tuned in. We've had a great audience all night. If you're watching back, I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're interested in anything we've mentioned along the way in tonight's video, just drop me an email or drop me a message or a comment. And that's been great. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what people got to say. I will view your channel now. Amazing how effortless you make it look perfect. Keep the same angle consistently and the same throughout. The carving is very difficult. Thanks, Kev. It's nice to have you on. It's always reassuring for when I see your name, see Graham's name, I see Brian's name. Matilda Doolittle's been on a few times now. It's reassuring, really reassuring. You feel like you've got a community, you've got people coming on. No, it's nice. I appreciate really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll let you get back to your duties. Sorry for holding you up, but no, that's been great. Yeah, thank you everybody. I'll spin the camera out. Yeah, thank you. It's I'll see you all next Wednesday, unless I see some of you on Sunday morning, because I might do a little bit of painting. So it'd be rude not to put the camera on at the same time. Yep. See you all next week. Bye.